Well, ladies and gentlemen, moving on towards the next session, we have Mr. Manu Srivastava, Director, Oracle Cloud, Government Vertical, a very dynamic and self-motivated seasoned sales leader with over 24 years of industry experience, spanning across key industry segments like enterprise, government, and telecom, has worked with leading organizations like IBM, Microsoft, Wipro, and Oracle. He is currently looking after government vertical in Oracle Cloud. Ladies and gentlemen, during his 22 years of journey, Mr. Manu Srivastava has developed multi-year strategic business plans. His strengths include nurturing relationships and connect with C-leave in both government and enterprise segment, managing multi-million dollar complex and transformational deals, design GTM. So we're all set, and I hope Mr. Manu Srivastava is ready to go. So over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Manu Srivastava, and I represent Oracle India Private Limited. I'm a part of Oracle Cloud organization, and I look after the public sector vertical. Today, the time slot given to me is approximately 30 minutes. I'll try to do justice in this 30 minutes by giving you a high-level overview of Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. We call it OCI. That stands for Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. I'll try and give you the glimpse of Oracle Cloud with reference to the power and utilities segment, because it has to be with reference to the context, and the context, as we all know today, is power and utility segment in India. So while some of the slides would be generic in nature, but I'll try and stitch it to to the context. There could be a very detailed explanation for every topic in the cloud, but I'll try and cover as much as possible. So without wasting much time, let me just share my presentation with you guys. Is the slide visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Thank you. Okay, so we move on to the presentation. This is a safe harbor statement. I want to place it. Okay, so when I was told to make a presentation for this, I said, I will want to make it very simple, very crisp, and try and size the presentation in 30 minutes time. So I could only figure out 3 broad areas which could be of interest to the audience today. Since we are talking with reference to the utility and power segment, so I would want to talk about some of the top challenges and pain areas or aspirations of DISCOM first, because that comes first. Solution and technology comes later. It is the customer problems first. Only then we will, once we understand it, then only we are in a better position to offer what we have to offer. Hence, Oracle Cloud value proposition is something which is after that, and I would like to talk a bit about Oracle Cloud. I would also want to touch upon very ambitious upcoming project which all state DISCOMs have to take up, which is smart meter, and we'll try and touch a bit on that as well. So this may not be the total list. Basis our interaction and engagement with many utility customers in India, we realize that these are some of the impeding problems, issues, burning issues which most of the utility customers are facing today. As I said, there could be many more, but these are some of the things which we find on surface in our day-to-day discussion with most of the DISCOMs. So it is self-explanatory, most of it around the legacy which we have already done, invested, and the quest to cope up and align with the latest and tomorrow type scenarios is where we are stuck. There are demanding projects which may want a next generation approach and may not be compatible with the older or legacy approach. So those are some of the problems. And then obviously the the very much problem with reference to the business model, which is AT&C losses, revenue, uh, real time data not available. If data is available, then what do we do with that data? How do we exploit and massage the data to derive meaningful results? So those are some of the areas which are in front of us in power and utility today. And large organizations like us, we try every day, every moment, how do we address these challenges and problems? So this is slightly more crisper. I have put in some few points here. This is the global scenario. This is how, and in India, if we talk in the context of India, approximately 25 crore smart meters by 2023 has to be deployed. That is as per Power Ministry and Government of India ambitious plan. And I would say the custodian of this plan to carry out and execute are various agencies or special purpose vehicle like IntelliSmart, PFC Consulting, and ESL. And then, of course, the states are also empowered. Some states are taking this challenge on their own. So net, what we are saying is that to take the smart meter on the ground and make it operational, there are multiple parties who are engaged to carry out this project. Then we also have, there's one point which I missed out here, the RMS, the Revenue Management System expansion and upgrade. That is also something in front of us, because when this entire transformation, power reforms started, more than a decade back, it was called APDRP. Then they changed its avatar to RAPDRP, then IPDS. As and when it is changing and transforming, the attributes and the parameters are also changing. So definitely the revenue management system, which most of the discoms would have established 10, 15, 20 years back, needs an overhaul, expansion and upgrade. And on top of that, with the ambition of increasing subscriber and smart meter, that also need to be looked upon. So hence RMS also is one of the agenda. And the customer facing or customer centric attributes also need to be incorporated. Grievances from the consumer, customers who want more of a digital kind of services wherein they can get bill on the pervasive or a handheld device, and maybe they can do the payments also via online or through digital device. So that requires a relook into your previous architecture, or maybe adding certain elements to make it modern, in line with the modern construct. Okay, so need of the hour, broadly speaking, is that what I just tried to cover in previous slide, is that, you see, somebody asked me, one very senior officer in Power Ministry asked me that we were running the shop and we were running everything when cloud was not there. I said, yes, sir. I mean, it's not that this any new technology which comes and it will say that this is the right thing to do and what you were doing is the wrong thing. No, in the then scenario, whatever best was available to us as an industry, as a vendor, as a partner, as an end customer, we all thought that this is the best available, and we at different point of time in government segment in India, especially the utility customers, have always gone for the most modern and latest available. So it was the best decision at that point of time. But market is changing, dynamics are shifting, and government policies are also changing. So in a change scenario, we'll have to also change and adapt. So hence, I put the slide here and I say, from a rigid to a flexible infrastructure, something is the need of the hour. CapEx to OpEx is something which is written on the wall, and there is no, we can't avoid it. Customer information and customer experience go hand in hand, and we have to continuously innovate because we are dealing with a lot of unpredictability. Nothing is static. External dynamics is changing, and we can't be static and robust, because we also have to have some degree of flexibility into our system, which can align and realign in shortest possible time. Now, this is the background, and this is the perspective which we have to keep in our mind. And with that perspective, with your permission, allow me to talk a little bit about what Oracle is doing in cloud. Oracle is more than 30-year, 3-decade-old company. We have been pioneers in providing enterprise-grade solution to the customers worldwide. And we are known for providing highly secured and the most secured product and services to our customers across the planet. Now, we all started with an on-premise and license company, which is a fact. And then with the advent of cloud, we all have now joined the cloud base. Oracle is fully a cloud organization today worldwide. And most of our native products, I would say 99% of our products are cloudified, if I may use that word. So those are available to you as a service in a cloud mode, what was available to you in a paper license mode yesterday. So let us, before I move on to the product portfolio, let me give you a global glimpse. These are 30 regions which are live. We are adding a couple of more. Every 6 months, Oracle is adding 8 to 10 regions worldwide. We also have integration with Azure data center. That is what is written here, 8 interconnect region. In India, we have our data center in Mumbai, and they are in Hyderabad. We are MITRE certified, and data stays here in the country. So, and we are catering to a lot of government and non-government customers. Okay, this is my favorite slide. Actually, it sums it all. This is the complete story for Oracle Cloud. As you can see, Oracle Cloud offers you entire length and breadth of services. I mean, starting from compute to storage to connectivity, networking, virtualization, analytics. For developers also, we have a end-to-end offering, which is under the umbrella of DevOps, edge computing, monitoring, governance, identity management, and many other services, right? So we believe that all 3 tenets of cloud, IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS, is something which is available from a single window, single vendor, and we complete the entire cloud story comprising of 3 major pillars of cloud. So we have thousands of cloud services under the umbrella of Oracle, and thereby catering to both IaaS and PaaS as well as SaaS. Now, I would also want to touch a little bit on our offering specifically for utility segment. Customer care and billing and MDM are 2 very important pillars in a power and utility modernization, and that is being offered as a product, as a service from Oracle, and it's a very robust, reliable, rich feature function application, and so that's offering specifically for utility, power and utility segment. So that also completes our portfolio, and it stitches very well with Oracle Cloud, and all the products and all the services of Oracle works in perfect tandem with that. Okay, so this would give you 6 broad areas where and also give you a glimpse as to when we say that we have an end-to-end offering on the cloud domain. If you see every domain, every section has, I'm so sorry, is categorized, whether it is infrastructure layer or the data management layer or the apps layer or the governance security or for the developers. We have services, end-to-end services in all the spheres of cloud building blocks. We believe that these are 6, broadly speaking, 6 major domains under which any services will fall. Further, we have made a sample, architecture of a data center cloud infrastructure. As you can see, it is not so possible or not so easy for any customer to go for a big bang approach that one fine day they convert and transform everything from on-premise to cloud. We understand that, and for that, a hybrid cloud, strategy is the most advisable and suited strategy, safer strategy for customer. So this is how both the worlds can coexist, while customer can uh, continue with their on-premise workloads and infrastructure, and still venture into the cloud in a phased manner. And that is, I think, most suitable and advisable strategy. It gives you an ample ramp to plan your cloud journey in phases and one by one, depending upon which workload you want to put on cloud, and that's fine, and there's no harm in that. And runs perfectly fine with the in a hybrid mode. So this is how, it's just a sample architecture which we thought we can put in a typical discom or a utility setup. These are on the top row, in the red boxes, you see mostly these are the core application which run the shop. Uh, and then you will have a lot of homegrown application also, which is under the custom application category. The middle layer is platform, which plays a very, very important role between the application and the infra. And within the infra also, broadly speaking, there are 5 or 6 areas: compute, storage, network, virtualization, container, and DevOps. So as you can see, Oracle is in a perfect position and situation to offer complete end-to-end, length and breadth of cloud services. There is literally nothing left which cannot be offered within cloud from the Oracle portfolio. As I said, 3 tenets of cloud: IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. We have all the offering across 3 tenets of cloud, and this is a pictorial depiction of who owns what, and gives you a better idea as to, in infrastructure, the ownership. This is gives you a clear idea about the ownership between the you and the CSP. Now, Oracle Cloud is a Gen 2 cloud service provider. Very few, we don't find anybody else. We are the Gen 2 cloud service provider across the world. Gen 2 includes all the features of Gen 1, first generation cloud when it came, plus the red highlighted ones. Security is primal. It is in the blood of Oracle, right from day one when this company was born. For us, security is first, and anything comes later. So our products and services are highly secure, very, very scalable, and Oracle pays a lot of attention, a lot of investment into rolling out secured products to the customer and partners, whether it was in on-prem days or in the cloud. So I want to put extra emphasis, because the moment you take the data from your data center and put it somewhere else, which is public cloud or to any service provider, the first and foremost concern and question will come to your mind is my data secure, right? So for responsible CSPs and leaders like Oracle, security becomes primal. So, there's a complete session, deep dive session on security, and we follow all available parameters, norms, and standard of security, data security available in this world, and that is 100% compliant. Okay, so Oracle offers cloud broadly into 3 categories. Public cloud we all are aware of, and public cloud is a public cloud offered from a data center, and we have a DR, so that's very much understandable. But some customer would come and say that, boss, I'm still not comfortable putting my data onto your data center, even if you're MITRE certified. I have a data residency issue, or whatever reasons. This could be because of regulatory compliance or whatever. But that's a customer situation. So, and the customer still wants to enjoy the fruits and taste the blood of cloud. Public cloud, OPEX model, subscription based, and entire manageability and SLA to be taken care by the CSP. How would you do that? So I will pick up one example. We have many. So the straight answer to that situation is that yes, Oracle Cloud offers cloud at customer premises. We put our appliances, which are cloud box. In this case, I would like to cover database today, which is a very important element for any organization. So Oracle has a ExaCC cloud database machine. We put that machine behind your firewall. It helps you consolidate your data, run into a cloud mode as if it was running in a public cloud, exactly same mirror, and you pay on usage basis. All the attributes of cloud, you get it. Data stays with you behind your firewall, and still it's a cloud. And it's a public cloud offering from Oracle Cloud Portfolio. We call this ExaCC. CC stands for Cloud at Customer. And this is a complete, robust, reliable machine. And the most important, interesting part of it is that it's fully managed and SLA'd by Oracle. That's the part of the offering. So this machine, Oracle's responsibility to keep the lights on, Oracle's responsibility to patches, management, upgrade, fixes, Oracle responsibility to ensure that spares are in place, proactive health check, maintenance, DBA activities, everything becomes responsibility of CSP, and you just focus on your business and your application, and mostly on your business, and the backend infrastructure, and that too database management infrastructure becomes the sole onus of the CSP. So that is something which we call cloud at customer. Second one is public cloud. I don't want to spend much time on this. This is self-explanatory. Public cloud is something which we offer from our 2 cloud data center. The third one is interesting. Some customers may have a use case where they would want to set up their own cloud data center, but in their own premises. And they demand, and the request is some customer have the aspiration to set up a data center, somebody who can come, set up, run, manage, but offer the end-to-end same feature function which a public cloud CSP would offer, right? So in plain short, simple English, Oracle has an offering which is called DRCC, and we will come and we will require only 3 things from you: real estate, power, and cooling. And Oracle will invest into it, will set up the complete public cloud data center for you. We will run it for you. We will manage for you. We will do the entire SLA, and for the entire term of contract, which is 3-year minimum. Entire backend machinery is run, owned, managed by Oracle, and you just focus on either your business and domain, or if you are a service provider or you want to extend this to your different entities in your under your parent organization, all you have to do is to ensure that your tenants come and a workload migration happens. So that is called. So these are, broadly speaking, 3 different flavors of cloud offered from Oracle. Oracle is one of the only service provider who's offering SLA on 3 lines. Everybody offers SLA for availability, but offers Oracle Cloud offers you SLA not only on availability, but also on performance and management, right? So that's, you may want to note it down, that is one of the key USP of Oracle Cloud Service, which we feel very proud of. And I had to put some names to give you this information with reference to context. So that's why I put some other CSP's name. But my focus and intent was more to talk about Oracle as to what is an edge we have over others. We have come across this term many times. People talk about managed service in a cloud mode. Now, managed service have different meaning, different connotation. Everybody will have their own definition and by convenience they will come out with their own definition. So it's a much more misused or exploited word. We believe, and that's the reason I thought, for the sake of clarity, let me pick up a area database. Now, typically in a database, what all tasks do you think are required? Broadly speaking, these are the tasks on the screen. This is what is required to manage a database, any database, right? And these are mandatory aspect which you have to manage if you want to want your database safe and managed, and it runs without any hassle and trouble. And you would need a lot of tools, manpower to carry out these functions. Now, when I say you, it could be you or your incumbent. But net, if there is any issue, whether it is a skill gap or some error or some innocent mistake, it will have impact on your database management. It will have an impact. We have seen that. It could lead to anything. That entire mandatory operations and mandatory tasks becomes the responsibility of cloud service provider. Imagine for a moment the entire pain, onus, non-standard, unpredictability shifts from your shoulder to the cloud service provider. What is left with you? You are left with as a consumer only. You don't have to bother about what's happening in that. And your CSP is tightly linked and tied up with this stringent SLA, which is financially and legally backed SLA, which we give to our customer who will take cloud services from us. That is across, not just database, all infra, IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Those SLAs are enforced, right? So that is the level and depth of service which we are offering in cloud. Because when we decided to go pick up the cloud journey, the first and foremost thing before us was that we have to offer the same level of service to our customer which we have been offering in last 30 years. Our customers should be depending on us, relying and trusting us in the same fashion the way they have been relying on us in the on-prem. It's a very, very challenging task. Cloud is not so simple thing. It's a very complex, very, very complicated thing. But technology you can innovate and put into action. But the aspiration, expectation, SLA, and the level of service and credibility, maintaining that is a huge challenge. It's a big task, and that has been an integral part of our cloud offering. And we are very, very confident, very proud to say that whatever the level of services and the confidence and the credibility which Oracle has earned in last 30 years, we have gone one step ahead of that and offering more innovative solution, better customer experience. In a way, we have given more control to the customer when they want to use, how they want to use, and accordingly, your bills and your commercials revolve around your behavior pattern and not the other way around. So I picked up database, which is very, very common example, and it will help us to understand what is the definition of managed services. And we can extrapolate this to all these service offering under the Oracle Cloud banner. One use case I have taken, I didn't want to make it more technical because use case will help us understand more what we are trying to say. Let's talk of application in a DISCOM. It could be ERP, it could be your revenue management system, RMS, it could be billing, it could be third-party applications, homegrown also. Net, what you are talking about is application running traditionally on fixed hardware infrastructure in a capital, which you would have invested in a CapEx mode. Now, if we want to lift and shift the application onto the cloud, right, what are the benefits you are getting? Of course, OPEX, everybody knows that from CapEx you move to OPEX, but then some of the benefits which you get is that you don't have to depend on fixed sizing And this is something which is known to most of us. I mean, I don't want to repeat it, but your elasticity which comes along with cloud, elasticity at the level of infrastructure, elasticity at the level of platform and the application, gives you some peaceful night that in any eventuality, if there is a surge, my infrastructure, my real estate will scale up in the same proportion. Compare this with the previous earlier model, where for any incremental into your infrastructure, it would require a lot of process and time, and it is not immediately available. Starting from budgeting to DPR to RFP process, and then finally awarding to somebody, and that somebody will also take its own sweet time, 20 days or 30 days, 60 days to deliver, then commissioning, installation, testing, go live. It's a more than a month, 3 to 4 months, 5 months affair. Will your business wait till that time? Would you not lose a lot of opportunity? So those were the scenarios earlier. What happens in cloud that once you lift and shift, your entire thing becomes very dynamic and on the fly. Suppose you want to increase, you have a need to increase your compute or maybe storage. It's you go on your cloud dashboard and you just click. In fact, less than few minutes, it is increased. You have a catalog, and then the next, it's just like mobile phone, cellular phone, right? You add any service, it gets added into it, and in next bill cycle, it will come as an additional line item, right? You don't have to buy and purchase and go through the entire previous process. But why I'm using these better known facts in the scenario of application, you see your entire workload lifting and shifting will yield lot of benefits, which is if you put it across the application, which also consumes a lot of energy, investments, and in a way manpower dependent, or I would say application service provider dependent. Those scenarios are to large extent mitigated in this if you take your application on cloud. I wanted to bring in the SAP. SAP also runs. There could be a scenario where the customer has a SAP ERP, right? And database Oracle, for instance. So that also is very much doable, and we can run it on cloud, Oracle Cloud, and there are benefits to it. Your data layer, the infra layer, you get high optimization on that, and that makes your reduces your cost, and obviously the performance is ensured when it's on cloud. Your infrastructure is always available. So in the context of application, I wanted to cover a couple of slides, because database, we all know, with proper planning and design, it is, I say that it's a comparatively much easier and simpler task, and when it comes to application, the complexity is high. Okay, so some of the partial list of customers in utility, we are pretty much present in our country. This is a very high level list, state wise. We have tried to jot down most of the customers. If we have missed out one or two customer, then we will be sorry for that. This is a high level, where Oracle is helping utility customer in this country. This is a global power and utilities customer, which are using Oracle technology, Oracle on-premise, Oracle cloud to run their infrastructure. I wanted to take one use case, Oracle Analytics Cloud Service, and I realized that this is very, very relevant to the context of utility and power domain. If I take up the DISCOM, for instance, now DISCOMs are sitting on huge stockpile and plethora of data, which has been piling up from last 10, 20, 22 years. It's huge data coming from various sources, different kind of data, structured, unstructured, all kind of data. best of the breed data storage infrastructure you have taken. You have a very good storage. So data is there, and you're storing it in line with the latest in the world. Where do we go from here? What do we do with that data? I think that data is pure crude oil sitting in your organization. It's a rich crude oil sitting in the organization. All it needs multiple distillation or processing, and it could give you a lot of byproducts which are very, very useful for your decision support system, uh, predictability, taking better decision, and it may help you address some of your burning pain areas and immediate challenge. Let me just give a quick walkthrough on that. We have an offering in cloud called Oracle Analytics Cloud, right? And this is not just analytics, it is powered by AI and ML, and it is a combination of data warehouse with AI and ML as into the DNA of our Oracle Analytics Cloud. This gives you more than analytics. And I would want to start with this. On the extreme left, you see it could be data source, could be anything, right? Some of the known application in a discom would be this. Maybe we would have missed out one, but broadly speaking, these are the applications, workloads. Then data source could be, as I said, any data source, but data could be different data, structured, non-structured, semi-structured, streaming data, okay? So here we are talking about different sources of data, different types of data, right? So if we talk about data warehousing or analytics in a discom, there are 5 different milestone stages in this journey. Data source, then we have to have the proper ingestion of the data, then transformation and persistence, right? And then finally do or run analytics on that, analyze that data. And the last thing is that basis the outcome, you would take your meaningful decisions and act on the outcome. So this is a very high level, architecture of our analytics engine. And instead of getting too much into this, I will straight away jump into the use cases, how this can help in a discount scenario. Then you will be able to relate how rich Oracle Analytics Cloud is and what it can offer. This is the overall sample, again customizable management dashboard. Now look at the attributes real time it is capturing, and after doing a lot of processing and going through various steps, this is something which you get at a high level, typically suitable for C-level or decision makers, or the people who are responsible for running the shop. Now this is at a very high level. I'm going to at a granular level. I picked up some scenarios and use cases. Collection efficiency, billing efficiency, and energy losses. Very, very relevant and important thing. It's an integral part of your business model. You would want to have deep insight into that. Trust me, it is a real-time data. This analytics is running and giving you real-time. If you get the complete single source of truth and complete information under the header of collection, billing, and energy losses, won't you be able to have better control on the status quo of your infrastructure? And then it will help you in a very, very robust DSS or decision making. Theft case and peak load. It is an important element in running your infrastructure. Load analysis, right? It could be segment wise, city wise, district wise. If you understand the entire map, state that where the load is going, how it is, so it will help you in a better plan. All the data sources are with you, data is available with you. This is what Oracle Analytics Cloud can help you. Prediction of consumption or consumption forecasting. It could be as a function of festival, it could be a weather change, it could be some important event. There could be a variation in the consumption pattern. You would not want to do it, plan or provision or act in a reactive manner. If you have that predictive analysis with you, which the AI and ML will do for you once this analytics starts running, it will give you a lot of things in a manner wherein you can take predictive decisions. Some of the other scenarios are trend analysis for relation assessment and meter reading efficiency. These are core things for you, for any power distribution company. This is what we do, right? And we grapple and we face these challenges and adjust this every day. And I'm not saying discoms are not doing it. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you're doing it. This is a way which can bring in more transparency, more reliability, and more automated digital way of doing things. And since the engine is so intelligent, it is not a dumb terminal that garbage in, garbage out. There is intelligentsia built into this system by virtue of AI and ML. It gives you unforeseen, unpredictable outputs. Mind-boggling things, because machine is also thinking. Machine is also using some algorithm, right? And machine is also helping you to think, analyze, visualize, and take pains. So you have a extended arm who is addressing the issues and challenges and helping you out to offer meaningful results. Faulty meter analysis. These are various use cases. Is not just what we wanted to tell you is that not just plain vanilla analytics, but with the reference to discom and utility, it can actually make your life much better. If you opt for Oracle Analytics Cloud Engine. Time check.
Yes.
Okay, let me just go faster on this. So these are some of the use cases. Let me run. Oracle value proposition, I want to just quickly do it. Our pricing model is very flexible. We have a universal credit model. We give the catalog to you, and it's like a complete catalog, maybe 7,000 services. Let's say you buy 1 or 2 services, but it's like a cash card in mobile. You want to buy some more services after 6 months, all you have to go to the dashboard, pick up those services. The rates are transparent. We don't hide rates. Oracle believes in complete transparency. Day one, we will give you the entire catalog, rate card, everything. You don't have to ask anybody. Just depending on how much credit you have, you can pick up the services, start using it. You can drop the services and use some other services. That flexibility you have, right? Consumption choice, PAYG, we call it, pay as you grow. Whatever you consume, that much only billing will be done. Annual flex is something which you decide that within this year, this is the pattern of my consumption. So that option is also available. You can also bring your own licenses and deploy in our cloud. That is what we call it, BYOL. This slide, I want to tell you, Oracle Autonomous Cloud Database is autonomous in nature. We talk about autonomous Tesla car and everything. So Oracle has also launched Autonomous Database, which is our flagship product. It runs self-running, self-healing, self-patching. Again, it is AI and ML is extensively used into our latest series of database. Autonomous Linux managed services we provide. This Linux cloud service is free of cost. I repeat, it's free of cost. We don't charge for operating system if you are taking Oracle Cloud, and it is at par, and it is almost equivalent to or RHEL, and because the kernel is same. We also have a global tie-up with VMware, and we are offering VMware cloud services through Oracle Cloud. This is a new thing which any customer who have invested in Oracle licenses, if they go for Oracle Cloud, they would get a relief of 25% of the cloud investment from the AMC, or we call it ATS, which they pay to customer. So that's a huge benefit. Existing install base can actually leverage this If they buy cloud, the 25% of their investment of cloud, that value gets reduced from their annual outflow onto the AMC which they give to Oracle, which is ATS. Sorry, the heading is white, but I'll read it for you. One of the things which we believe that if you are taking up a cloud journey with Oracle, we will put our skin in the game and we will assist you into your migration, lift and shift, and journey to the cloud, along with you, your incumbent, everything. So we will provide certified engineers who will help in these areas and help you with migration and implementation. And this is not a chargeable service. So in summary, you can see whether it is security or ease of purchase or deployment flexibility or degree of AI and ML or price performance advantage, we cover all under our portfolio. We also have storage cloud service. We are most economical on the planet compared between 4 CSPs, and we offer storage services across the length and breadth, block, local, file storage, object, and archive storage. I think I exceeded 5-10 minutes. That's it from my side. I hope I have done some justice in the short window of 30 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, but we just have one question. I would request you to, if you can just please answer this question. The question is on your chat box.
Oh, it's there on the chat. Okay, the question is, what is the process of data migration? So I'm assuming the question is that if I have a database running on-premise, and if I want to migrate this onto cloud, what is the process? You see, database instance which is running into your on-prem mode, right? And if I talk about Oracle database, it is exact same in cloud. We call it DBCS, Database Cloud Services, right? So database same, the entire your database row, column, everything gets populated onto the instance which we create, and whatever time data porting from one machine through the VPN to the other machine will take, that's the only challenge. Otherwise, if at both the ends database instance is same, actually I would say there is no challenge. How much time will it take? It may take depending upon the size of the data, but it would be in days. And once it is migrated and transformed, it will run as a cloud service. Exact same feel, exact same feature function, no change whether between paper license and cloud services. That's Oracle Database Cloud Services for you.
All right, gentlemen, there is one last question for you. Kindly please have a look.
What application your legacy system integrates with? We can see there are two ways to integration. Age-old old style of integration, right? Or in the cloud mode, we have an integration cloud service, right? So if you are going for a multi-cloud environment, we have an integration cloud service also. But the question pertains mostly, I think, is that if I have a legacy application, how will it, collaborate or coexist or integrate with the cloud? Well, that is, application to application integration is something else. Cloud is all about lifting and shifting of workload from standard hardware machine onto the cloud infrastructure. Integration, once it is done and through the sockets and through the channel, if you are both the applications are talking, for instance, you may have application sitting in the in DC, and it is talking to some application in DR, which is very common. All you need to have a linkage and integration point that can be done. I don't see that as a challenge. What is the post-implementation issue resolution process going to be? Post-implementation issue, you see, this question is actually pertaining to the implementation partner, but I can add one point here. Whichever is the implementation partner, Oracle will help design the entire lift and shift strategy. And we go one step further, which I covered in my previous slide. We call it lift services, Oracle lift services, which is free of cost. We would engage ourselves to help and assist you in the planning of lifting and shifting. And during critical migration also, Oracle Cloud team will help you in that. You / your SI. If we look to migrate to cloud, is it single sign or there are ways to customize? Single sign on. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. The topic was really relevant. Thank you so much for the session.